It's common to have more questions than answers when it comes to multivitamins and supplements. Do they actually work? Do I really need one? What ingredients should I look for? Can I get all of my nutrients from food? To give you the short answer, yes, multivitamins do work and can truly benefit your body. And yes, you probably need one. But this is only true if you're taking a multivitamin that is high quality and well formulated. Of course, you're now probably wondering how to find the right top quality vitamin, but don't worry. It's easier than you think once you know what to look for, what to avoid, and the ins and outs of what's going on in the multivitamin world. But first things first, what do multivitamins bring to the table and why do you need one? Deficiencies and inadequacies are commonplace. In the US alone, researchers estimate that about 1/3 of the population is deficient in at least one nutrient. And this is the only data for true clinical deficiencies. It doesn't take into account those who are under consuming nutrients but don't have a severe deficiency yet. To be more specific, the Dietary Guidelines for Americans has identified 8 danger nutrients that Americans are most likely under consuming: vitamin A, C, D, E, calcium, magnesium, iron, and potassium. Some of these nutrients, namely vitamin D, calcium, iron, and potassium, are so underconsumed that adverse health outcomes are likely to occur as a consequence. Other research shows that many people may be low in certain B vitamins, most notably vitamin B12 and to a lesser extent folate. In fact, estimates put vitamin B12 deficiency in the US at up to 15% of the general adult population and as much as 43% of the older adult population. Plant-based eaters, including vegans and vegetarians, are especially at risk for low B12 levels. However, these studies do note that there is one very important distinction. While Americans who do not take any type of dietary supplement have a 40% risk of nutrient deficiency, those who do take a multivitamin, regardless of quality, drop way down to 14% risk, a very significant difference. So nowadays, getting a full spectrum of nutrients promotes longevity. Getting your body all the nutrients it needs is key to living at optimal health. And since even the best diet has shortfalls due to soil depletion and a lot of other factors, the right multivitamin is essential for making up the difference. To give you just a few examples, nutrient inadequacies can contribute to significant issues like decreased immune function and vision problems. Your body's main body systems like your heart and brain rely on sufficient nutrient intake to function properly. Some of the most critical nutrients include all the B vitamins, vitamin D, K, magnesium is a big one nowadays, especially because of our stress levels, calcium, and potassium. Regular multivitamin intake is linked to various positive outcomes such as supporting a healthy immune system, healthy brain, and longevity. The bottom line is that a multivitamin can make a huge difference to how you feel every day and to how you look to some extent, since your skin relies on a host of nutrients to remain healthy and youthful looking. There are also numerous nutrient gap groups. I'll tell you what that means. No one is completely safe from developing a nutrient deficiency or inadequacy, but there are certain groups of people more at risk of doing so, and you may fall into one of them. A few key at-risk groups that research consistently highlights are women, especially during pregnancy and breastfeeding, those from low-income households, non-Hispanic Black individuals, and those who are either underweight or obese. Older adults are also more likely to underconsume nutrients like vitamin B12 or vitamin D because of factors such as decreased appetite and impaired nutrient absorption that comes just with general age-related issues. Vegans, vegetarians, and plant-based eaters frequently have a good nutrient intake overall, but are in danger of falling short of nutrients that are difficult to get from plant sources, like all the B vitamins, vitamin D, and iron. Now, if you don't belong to any of these nutrient gap groups and or consume lots of healthy whole foods, you might think yourself safe from deficiencies. Unfortunately, this is not the case in today's world because food is getting less nutritious. Multiple scientific studies have recorded an alarming trend over the last 70 or so years. Fruits, vegetables, grains have all gotten far less nutritious. Today's produce is particularly likely to contain less protein, calcium, iron, phosphorus, riboflavin, and vitamin C than crops from a few decades ago. While grains like wheat have notably less iron, magnesium, manganese, and zinc. This is happening for a variety of reasons, including increased levels of carbon dioxide from climate change, but researchers often cite farming methods as the core problem. Essentially, modern agriculture is focused on high yields. The fertilization, irrigation, pest, and harvesting tactics commonly used to achieve these yields all contribute to soil depletion and also disrupt the ability of plants to absorb nutrients that are present in the soil by harming key soil microbes. The good news is that regenerative farming methods appear to reverse soil depletion and restore nutrient content to crops. Unfortunately, for the time being, you probably aren't taking in as many nutrients from whole foods as your grandparents did, which puts you more at risk of a nutrient shortfall. But of course, not all multivitamins are created equal, and the wrong one is just a waste of your hard-earned money. So next, we're going to talk about what to look for in a multivitamin. High-quality plant-based ingredients. Many multivitamins on the market use animal-based or synthetic ingredients because they're cheap and readily available. But not surprisingly, these least expensive industry standard ingredients are not the cleanest or the most potent. To avoid putting more junk into your body, look for a multivitamin that features intentionally sourced plant-based ingredients. And definitely make sure that the ingredient sources are actually listed out on the labels, website, or wherever, because marketing claims like clean, premium, or natural cannot be taken at face value. You know, there's a lot of marketing buzzwords, so you got to do your own research and make sure. At the end of this video, I will reveal my favorite multivitamin. A full array of nutrients. Some multivitamins take their name too literally and contain only a select number of vitamins, leaving out essential minerals. This does not provide your body with the most complete spectrum of nutrients. So be sure to look for a multivitamin that contains multiple vitamins and minerals. Particularly be on the lookout for important macro minerals like calcium, magnesium, and potassium, as well as the micro minerals like iron, zinc, manganese, and selenium. On the vitamin side, you'll want all 4 essential fat-soluble vitamins, A, D, E, and K, plus vitamin C, and of course the full vitamin B12 complex. For a really super-powered supplement, look for the addition of other plant-based bioactives, particularly antioxidants that will fight free radical stress and help your body rid yourself of toxins and reduce inflammation. Reducing inflammation will always help any supplement, especially a good natural one, work more effectively. So you want to look for third quality testing and purity testing. Something very important to remember anytime you buy a multivitamin or any kind of supplement in the US is that quality can vary. It's very easy to launch a supplement brand without any further testing or FDA or anything like that. To ensure you're getting a quality multivitamin, look for companies that put their products through strict third-party testing from raw material to finished product stages. Ideally, you should make use of a certified lab to test multiple aspects of their supplement, like purity and potency. This means that strict testing for potency of active ingredients and possible contamination from heavy metals and microbes has been conducted. This is a much needed assurance for you, the consumer, that you aren't putting anything harmful or useless into your body. You want to look for bioavailable nutrients. The best array of nutrients in the world won't do you much good if your body can't absorb and utilize those nutrients. This is known as bioavailability, and highly bioavailable ingredients are critical when choosing a multivitamin. If you've done any research on bioavailability, you may know that supplements can achieve it in a few different ways. For example, fermentation can make certain bioactive compounds more available to your body, while liposomal technology is used to deliver nutrients to your intestines where they can be fully absorbed. In the case of multivitamins, however, bioavailability is mostly related to the form of each nutrient is in. A few key things to watch for include methylated B vitamins, which are highly bioavailable, as well as chelated minerals. Also, vitamin D3 is a better option in most cases than D2 because it's much more effective at raising and maintaining blood levels of vitamin D. So now it's time to discuss what to avoid with multivitamins. You want to avoid artificial additives. This one almost goes without saying, but you want to be sure to check and recheck for artificial ingredients in the multivitamin. Be on the lookout for artificial coloring, sweeteners, and flavoring, which show up surprisingly often in supplements even though they are not needed. Though not artificial, also make sure your multivitamin doesn't contain sugar or corn syrup. Avoid adding excess sugar to your diet through a vitamin that is supposed to be good for you is definitely not the way to go. Not to mention it just reduces the effectiveness of any supplement or multivitamin. You want to be on the lookout for GMOs, genetically modified organisms, are not only unnatural since they've been modified with genetic engineering technology, they also have not been rigorously tested for potential long-term health effects. It may already be your mission to avoid GMO foods, but be aware that they can easily sneak into supplements like multivitamins. To give you a few examples, cornstarch used as a filler additive, which you should be avoiding anyway, is highly likely to be made from GMO corn. Soy and sugar beets, two huge GMO crops, can be used to synthesize certain vitamins too. The bottom line is, if you don't want GMOs sneaking into your diet, make sure your multivitamin or supplement is clearly labeled as GMO free. You want to be on the lookout for fillers, binders, or preservatives. Sometimes the worst ingredients in a multivitamin are the extras, the fillers, the coatings, the binders, preservatives, things like that. These extra ingredients don't add anything to the potency of the multivitamin, but they can still have negative effects on your body. Carrageenan, for example, is a highly processed extract from seaweed, so processed that it retains none of the nutrient properties of seaweed, that's commonly used as a food supplement additive. It has been linked to inflammatory pathways and gastrointestinal issues, particularly those who already have digestive problems. Of course, a multivitamin has to be delivered to your body in some way, ideally via a vegetable-derived capsule, but don't waste your money on a supplement loaded with fillers and other needless ingredients. And finally, you want to be on the lookout for common allergens and other just questionable ingredients. Whether you have a true allergy or not, it's a good policy to avoid supplements that contain common allergens like dairy, gluten, and soy. These potentially allergenic ingredients absolutely do not need to be in a multivitamin, so it should be a major red flag if they appear on the label. Remember, soy is also a big GMO crop, which is another reason to avoid the non-organic version of it. A full list of questionable multivitamins is way too long to list in this video. We'd be here for over an hour, but watch out for seemingly harmless additions like magnesium stearate made with hydrogenated fats or sodium benzoate. When in doubt, research an unfamiliar ingredient before you buy. Google is your friend, and it's always right in your pocket. So finally, my ultimate recommendation, there are a bunch of good ones on there, so I can list more in the description. It's one that I've recently found called Complement Multivitamin. It's not your standard multivitamin. Instead of cramming dozens of cheap vitamins into each capsule, they take a food-first approach, focusing on the handful of hard-to-get nutrients that you aren't already getting through plant foods. What's included? Vitamin B12, K2, D3, plus magnesium, selenium, iodine, zinc, DHA, EPA, omega-3 fatty acids. From cognitive function to immunity, heart health, and bone health, each of these nutrients plays a critical role in supporting your long-term health and overall well-being. Just as important as to which multivitamin does not contain, including GMOs, artificial colors, flavors, or sweeteners. Plus, Complement Essential is triple tested for purity and potency, including third-party tested, and they share these results publicly. So if you want to learn more about this particular multivitamin, it's not the one you need to get. I am happy that you learned a thing or two about what to look for and what to avoid, but I do have the link in the description if you want to check it out. I'll also put it in the first comment if I remember when I publish this video. Thanks so much for watching this video about multivitamins. I hope you learned something today. If you have any questions, hit me in the comments below. Subscribe to my channel if this was helpful for more videos just like this.